This is the review or the class for the next section of the Aeneid. Quid meos Aeneas in te committere tantum. So this is Venus speaking, and she says, quid tantum is the object. Notice how they're placed. The object and its adjective are placed so far apart from each other on opposite ends of the sentence. It's a typical Virgilian word order. So what so great? What so great? What thing so great is the object? Quid is neuter. That's why tantum here, although it could be masculine, has to be neuter because it agrees with quid, what. So the subject is meos Aeneas, my Aeneas, because it's Venus speaking. So the sentence reads, what thing so great, tantum, meos Aeneas has my Aeneas patuere, is in the next sentence. This is the verb could commit in te against you. Again, here's the verb here. What could the Troes are the Trojans. It's just a different word for them. What could the Trojans understand, commit against you, from the above line? Quibus, from whom, in this case it's from whom. Quibus is dative, plural of cui. From whom, having suffered so many funera, so many deaths. Cunctus, cunctus orbis. Again, the subject, you see here, is separated by the whole line from its adjective. Subject orbis, adjective cunctus, the whole world. Then the verb is mentioned, clauditur, passive, is blanked, is closed. From whom the whole world is closed, clauditur, ab Italiam, on account of Italy. Terrarum just goes with orbis. Orbis terrarum is an idiom meaning the world. Okay. Certa hinc Romanos olem volventibus annis. So the object is Romanos. The verb we don't get to till the next line. Okay, so here it is. The Romanos fore ductores. Here's the verb 3 lines later. Promised. He promised, that is, Zeus promised. What did he promise? That the Romanos fore would be ductores, would be leaders. He promised that Romans would be leaders. Then an ablative absolute with the volventibus annis, an ablative absolute with the annis, which is the noun, with the years revolving, that is, with the passage of time. He promised olim, at one time in the future, the Romanos would become or would be leaders. Certa hinc, that is henceforth, surely henceforth. Then she repeats hinc again here. That the Romans would be leaders from the recalled blood of Teucer. Teucer was the ancestor of the Trojans. Here's the next phrase that we just went over. He promised that the Romanos in the previous line would be ductores, okay? From the recalled blood of Teucer. So these are the 3 infinitives of to be, esse. So if it were esse here instead of fore, you would say he promised that the Romans are leaders. If it were esse, if it were fuisse, it would say he promised that the Romans had been leaders. But this is the future participle. Fore is just a shortened form of futurum esse. Okay. So that's where that comes from. It's the future participle of sum, I am. Revocato a sanguini tucri, I discussed already. Qui mare, qui terras omnidicione tenerent. So here's the subject, qui, and the subjects are repeated again here, qui, who, and the verb tenerent, from like tenacity, who hold. They hold two things, the mare and the terras, who would hold the sea, who would hold the lands. Then how they would hold it is told you with this ablative phrase. It answers the question how with omnidicione, with all sway, all with force of their command. So here's Policitus at last. He promised that the Romans would be leaders. And now her question directly to, so it's really you promised, not he promised, but you promised, O Zeus, and then her question, quae sententia, what opinion has turned you, O father figure? Father genitor is the person who gives birth, who causes something to be born. Okay. What sentiment, or what sentiment is good? What sentiment has turned you, O Creator? Hoc equidauca sum Troiae tristisque ruinas. Here are the direct objects. We haven't gotten to the verb yet. Ocassum, the fall of Troy. And second object, tristisque ruinas, and sad ruins. And hoc is the adverbial ablative, merely saying by this, and then the verb, I consoled, I soothed. So I soothed the fall of Troy and the sad ruins, after it fell, of course. I soothed it, hoc, by this, that is by his promise. Equidem just means, emphasizes the I of the sentence. I, for my part, is how we usually translate it. I, for my part, consoled the fall of Troy and the sad ruins by this, by his promise. Sorry. So lebar we treated above. That is, rependens means literally re-weighing. That is, weighing against. So weighing contrary fates against what she wants, involving the death of so many Trojans and the destruction of the city, with fate. That it's fated, this fate is the fate that they will go to Italy and become mighty Rome, and the contraria fata would be, in one interpretation, the fall of Troy. Okay, that's all for now.